Hey, Mox here, and today I'm going to show you how to get 205 or 206 on Planet X. So, Planet X is a little bit of a different level because people don't have a lot of experience with it, first of all. You'll kind of do it in passing if you're doing a full game run. And full game runners are kind of more who this is catered towards, so you can get a bit of a more predictable, replicable time. So, what makes it different is that it's not quite like Siberia, where it's a typical straightforward A to B kind of FPS level. So it's not just, do this thing, hope for some boosts, and then just finish the stage. Instead, it's more about two thresholds that you need to overcome to get through as quickly as possible. And certain things can occur that are just kind of janky, and then that changes your time. But I don't think people really realize where the time saves are. And it's not as obvious as, like, let's say, best case scenario would be, let's say you're doing IL run of Siberia, right? You shoot Snow in the stairway and you get the headshot. It doesn't matter when you headshot him, as long as you headshot him before you would collide with him, right? So if you were to put that same scenario on Planet X, it would be more like you need to shoot him on the first frame or else you don't get 204 or 205. So it's a little bit different, and I'll kind of show you how that goes. So I've got a video of my world record 204, which has been tied by TB as well. So if you want to check out his, that would be also a good idea if you see if there are any differences there. His is a Twitch video, unfortunately, so I can't like download it and go through it frame by frame the same way. And if you know how, let me know. That would be cool. But for now, we're just going to go through my video and I'll show you some pointers so that you can kind of get at least a pretty similar time. So we start like you might expect. We are just going through picking up the sci-fi handgun. We have our first enemy here. You can kill him or not kill him. If you're doing a story run, I would actually just kill them all on your way through, because the boosts aren't worth the risk of getting stuck on them at any point in the level. So I would just not keep them alive, just get rid of them. And also, as you can see here, you can get a 204 without any boost at all. So boosts aren't necessary to get a very good time. They're necessary to get a 203. So we get a punch in the back there. At positions, what I'll refer to these, actually, here, hold on a second. I'm going to refer to these as positions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's just the order that they spawn in. So as we come up this hill here, this is position 1, where the first guy spawns, position 2, and then 3 will be over here, and then 4 will be over there, okay? You are able to kill earlier with your fists than with the sci-fi handgun, because the bullets have travel time. Right? We're actually basically able to kill him before he even really has the gun in his hand, which is pretty nice, and we're able to just grab it right away. Okay. Moving forward, we go to position 2. We try to anticipate the spawn by punching a little early. We miss the window, so we hit a little bit late in the animation, but no, we kill him right as he spawns. So this is what's known as a first frame kill. He's actually killed on his very first frame that he's available to be collided with. Okay. So that's the fastest way to kill the second guy. Killing 3 and 4, not a huge deal. They'll die when they die, at least on the first wave. So this is wave 1. Wave 1's completed. I'm going to kill these dudes just so they don't get on my way later. I get that kill. That one's a pretty good one. This one's not. Oh no, this one's first frame too, so it's pretty much perfect. And then in this case, ideally, I would do this better. I would shoot number 3 earlier, because I want him to spawn as early as possible in the third wave, which is when we're going to be backing up and shooting, so that there's more of him poking out over this ridge right here, so that I'm able to hit him as early as possible. Otherwise, just his little head is poking out, and yeah, that guarantees a headshot if you hit him, but it makes it really hard to get a headshot because obviously none of him's really visible, and your auto aim won't automatically kind of lock onto his head. So that's kind of a big deal. So you're going to stand up here on this ridge, and you're going to be shooting like crazy just to overheat your rifle a little bit first. Just keep it shooting. You're going to have plenty of ammo as long as you've picked it up both times. Cool. We get a good kill there. That's a great one. We're going to go over here and kind of try to go for where the head is going to be. Optimal kills are obviously going to be headshots, but this gun's not very accurate. It's all about that fire rate. We get a good kill though. First and second position are dead. Third position is here. We get a great couple shots. He's done right there. He's dead. So I didn't need to keep shooting him, but as long as I'm backing up, I'm okay. What you want to avoid is right here, the death zone where you can fall off and then kill the run. So don't do that. It's worth being conservative if you're not sure. Sticking closer to this pillar here can be a little bit better. So anyway, he dies at about 59 seconds, and we get to what I would consider my first timestamp of the level, or split, or checkpoint, or whatever you want to say. So I'm going to come back here and show you. Okay. So right here, we have the laser gate, right? Right here at 103.66 is when I'm all the way through the gate, because I can't see the laser detection on either side. Okay? So if you're heading straight through and you can't see these guys here, then you're pretty much done. That's what's considered through the gate. Okay, so it's 103.66. Best possible time you can get through the gate is about 103, and you'll be on pace for theoretically a really, really high 203, and then up to 104. I wouldn't really consider it that feasible to get like a 105 and then try to get a 205. That's pretty hard to do. But generally speaking, if you take your time and you add 1 minute and 1 second to it, that's going to be your pace for the level. Your optimal pace, at least. So in this level, I would be on pace for 204.66, and that's close to what I get because the rest of my run is pretty much perfect. So beach 1 is over, and we go to what's known as beach 2. And we're going to kind of snuggle up with this cactus that's up here, this space cactus, and we're going to start shooting as early as we can and shoot to where the spawn points will be. We want to kill the first 2 as quickly as possible. Last one's not as big of a deal, same as the first beach, okay? Then we spawn right here, so we try to get a headshot as quickly as we can there. We'll have a bit of a gap where we're waiting for him to spawn, so we can just shoot near him and then just wait for him to show up. And then this is kind of important here, is I have these last two that are going to spawn, will spawn next to each other, and you want to hit them and kill them with back-to-back rounds. So basically, let's say arbitrarily round 5 kills the first one, you want round 6 to kill the second one to save the most time. Because there is, even though it's the auto rifle and it shoots really fast, if you have to waste 5 shots, that's wasted time, obviously. So we'll see the second one's spawning in. There we go. So he's dead. I've killed him with a headshot just now. He just dropped the rifle. And then I, on the next frame, headshot the guy in the second position, right? And then that's at 139.66. So that's an important timestamp as well. We want to get them all dead at about 139 point something to be on pace for a 204, 205 kind of situation. Again, if you kill them all at 139 flat, you'd be on pace for about a 204.2, something like that. So now what we're waiting for is the portal to open, and that happens roughly 14 seconds after you get your last kill on the beach. So we're expecting 153.6. We'll be able to get through this hole. So let's just kind of, okay, 153.8. And I could have gotten in a little earlier too. I'm actually too far to the front, so I had to back up into the portal ever so slightly. And if you add about, I would say, 11 seconds to your time from when you board the UFO, that'll be your final time. So we'll just let it play out here, get a good crystal grab. Just keep shooting like crazy in case there's an invisible splitter you can't see, especially because this game's resolution isn't like the greatest thing in the world. You might just not see one at all. So we go through at 204.84, and that's that. Another thing to consider here, which is kind of a little trick that I have noticed, is grabbing the crystal can be done a little bit better if you go here, right here, over this thing, believe it or not, because there's no collision here, so you're actually able to just walk over this and not here. There's collision on this and collision here, so it's possible that if you hug this wall too much, you'll get stuck for a second, and we really obviously don't want that. And also the collision shape for the time crystal appears to be a little bit more oblong, like this, rather than being just like round or square or something. It seems to be kind of like that So you're able to actually grab it sooner here and have no real risk of getting stuck. So I'll kind of show you how that works. I'm actually walking straight through this thing, and it seems like I'm getting stuck, but I promise you I'm not. I'm actually just turning. You get the time crystal, and you're pretty far away from it still. And you don't want to wait for that prompt to come up. You want to assume that you're going to pick it up with confidence, assume you're going to get it, and then just start shooting like crazy, just in case a splitter shows up, because especially when you're on pace for a 204 or 205, there's way higher chance that a splitter will just be on this UFO. So like right here. And it would be totally possible for me to miss that, so that's something to consider as well. So what are some of the more ins and outs of this, some of the little things? Well, obviously you can keep the initial dudes alive. That's not a necessary thing that you need to do, but you could for a boost if you wanted. And boosts are obviously going to help you get a better time. There's no question. But on a story run, I wouldn't do it because there's a risk of getting stuck. The other thing here is you want to punch them as soon as you can. So here I'm a frame or two too late in punching. So really you could improve your time if you kill them on the first frame, but I start too far wide and then I turn around to get him. So I wasted some time here. You could improve this beach 1 time that I have easily. But this is a frame 1 kill, so we're really super happy with that. These ones again don't matter, especially on the second wave, or first wave, sorry. We don't get a frame 1 here, we get, let's see here. You can die here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's dead on frame 10. And this is a second frame perfect kill. And these kills are super duper shitty, but that's okay. And we want to stand at this position here. So you want to stand as far back as you can while still retaining a pretty good field of view of first and second position. So kill position 1, go for headshots. Position 2, go for headshots. Go for headshots. And then get that one there. From the time that he dies to the time the gate opens is roughly 4 seconds. So he had 59.5 something, I think. So it's about 4. And there will occasionally be jank situations where it takes like 8 seconds for the gate to open. That's not on you. It's not that you had a bad beach section. It just does occasionally happen. It's very uncommon, but it does happen. And then for the second beach here, this is where the time is made up if you don't have a great first gate, okay? So you want to start shooting as early as possible. You can shoot earlier than I do, like a few frames earlier even. So my first shot I take here, but I'm taking it as they spawn. So really you could do it sooner. You could do it like here, and it would headshot him the second that he was like first frame that he was available to get killed, right? That's what all this is about, is first frame. So if I shot, let's say here, right? And we consider the time it takes for a bullet to make it. So do a little math with me here, a little bit of physics, I suppose. First bullet leaves at 123.36. And we can't tell, but it takes, I don't know, maybe almost a full second for it to get there. 0.8 seconds to make that distance, it looks like, something like that. So if you shot earlier, you could save a little bit of time there. These are mostly pretty good shots, nothing terrible here. And this section is pretty much perfect on the second wave, so we're really happy with this one. Both dead at the same time at 139. And then we wait 14 seconds and we board the ship. You don't need to kill anything else. You don't need to kill these little laser guns or anything. It's just optional. But get on board the ship, grab the crystal, do all your fancy shooting, and then just get on through the portal. So those are the possible time saves that I was kind of showing you there. And then there's a couple other ones. For example, when you jump through these holes, I do it on this particular run actually, so that's helpful. It's possible for you to shoot here on the sides of like one of the rims here and actually get it off this wall, off the wall behind you, and then forward boost you, which is like super uncommon, but you can try it. Supposedly TB, he just messaged me on Discord and said that he actually has some in his practice runs, I think, but it's not replicable, and I obviously wouldn't do it full story. But for full story, I say kill them all, kill these dudes, don't worry about it, and then just do the beach slowly. If you're not sure about the beach, by the way, if you're a little bit trepidatious, unsure of like if you're going to be able to back up all the way, you can start a little bit further back even, or start up close. Don't really start out with the backup shooting. Just wait, and then just go through the gate when you're able, and then just kind of slowly work towards it. Because it's a little bit uncomfortable to do all that backward shooting, especially when that ledge is right there. So yeah, killing the enemies as early as possible is the key. If someone had to ask and I had to sum it up as quickly as I could, it would just be kill them as fast as you can, and then you have your best chance at a 205. If you go through the gate at 104, you're on pace for a 205. If you go through the gate at 105, you're on pace for at best a 206. So it scales to roughly a minute and a second extra time from when you go through the gate, but it just depends, right? So the only way to really save time and improve on it is to get more boosts, which don't really necessarily make a difference, or killing first frame as many enemies as possible. So if you TAS this level, you could probably get a 203 or a 202 because you'd be able to headshot all of your opponents as quickly as possible, but obviously that's not really reasonable. But oh baby, is this ever a good second beach. Oh my goodness. Even if you have a terrible run, you can often salvage it on the second beach by getting them down as quickly as possible. And then back through. So 14 seconds. 14 seconds from the time you kill the last enemy of the second wave till the portal opens and you're able to board the UFO. And then you add 11 seconds to that because that's how long it takes to do the entire UFO section. Pretty simple. But those are the times you want to work with. If you have any other questions, feel free just to let me know in the video, like in the comments below or on Discord or something like that, and we can work through it. But otherwise, I know that this has proven to be a really effective way to do things. The frame one punches on the beach are a huge time save, and you don't have to aim, so that's really nice, especially if you're a little bit nervous part of the way through a really good pace full story run. So I would consider putting an hour or two into maybe focusing on Planet X to guarantee that you're going to save yourself a few seconds, because this is, generally speaking, a couple seconds of a save on the turret, really old turret strat. So yeah, anyway, hopefully that was helpful, and yeah, just let me know if you have any other questions.